Information today is a convenient means. It's a mechanism for attaining a certain power.
Nobody wants to hear you, Snowden, on surveillance, because if we have nothing to hide, we have nothing to fear, right? Well, we'll talk about this later. This is Eva and you watching The Casual Bit. So in today's video, we will know what is surveillance, what is the purpose of surveillance, do we need to worry about it or just let it go? But first, how common is this practice of surveillance? Well, how common is this practice of surveillance? For this, let's get into the video. So beginning with China, which is doing an experiment for the futuristic state of surveillance that's called the facial recognition. And now China has installed millions of CCTV cameras on the street, under every lamppost, over the bridges, almost everywhere. People can pay for their order, do the transaction, have an access to gateways, book tickets, do almost everything only if they pass through facial recognition. But this technique of facial recognition is strictly enforced on Uyghurs Muslim who reside in the Xinjiang region of China. Well, now if you're wondering who are Uyghurs Muslim, then this is an ethnic group which Chinese government believe are the separatists and are allegedly Islamic terrorists. And hence they are under constant surveillance. Where they go, what they buy, do they pray, do they have jobs, do they have passports, where do they go, how far they are going from their locality, how many times do they go in and out. I mean, everything is being surveilled. And according to the data that's been gathered, a racial profiling is maintained behind the scene. Plus, according to the data, if one does not comply with, are sent to the detention camp for the teachings, which Chinese government think is good for the country. But do you know there's this other side to the story? The Xinjiang region, which is believed to be rich in oil and resources, Chinese government want to, take over that area because trade for Asia and Europe is quite easy to do from that region. And now if we talk of USA, then the technique of surveillance dates back to 1860s, where through the process of wiretapping or in person, detective would listen to the corporate talks and sell it to stock traders. So it was that time and it's today where almost every American home, or in fact globally, people install advanced devices with smart speakers. We know that government and these agencies eavesdrop on us. And in this fast-pacing world of conspicuous consumption leading to capitalism, which I personally do not criticize, but remember that all these technically advanced devices almost have everything required for surveillance, be it camera, microphone, or anything that's installed. So remember that we are being heard, recorded, our desire, needs and want are passed on to the marketeer. And so do not wonder if the next day a product according to your demand comes up in the market. Voila, you said it and it's here. So our internet service provider, IT companies, government, they work in cooperation and collect our data. Now, what is the difference between data and metadata? Because most of the people talk about it. So let me clarify. Data basically means what content we deliver over conversation, over mail, or whatever. Whereas metadata means when we deliver, why we deliver, to whom we deliver. When, where, why, how, these kind of information is called metadata. And if this data is analyzed properly, it is very helpful in profiling people, their age group, their preferences, la-di-da. To your information, America has this historic importance of location. It was America which introduced internet to us in the form of ARPANET, right? So the optic fibers which are laid globally under sea, underground, which provide us internet basically, they pass through America. So any information, if American government want to intercept, they can do it easily. And in fact, in 2013, Edward Snowden revealed the very same thing. What American government, FBI, NSA, CIA were actually doing was the global surveillance. Plus, in the times of Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Google, and other entities headquartered in America, it's hard to escape. It's literally hard to escape. So this was just about China and USA, but most of the countries in the world are working on surveillance, be it Turkey, Russia, India, or anywhere. Remember the Israeli spyware called Pegasus? which created a hype in India recently, as it was secretly installed in the devices, in the mobile phones, laptops of journalists, Indian activists, lawyers. And why? Like, what could be the reason? Well, the probable reason could be to monitor their activities, where they go, who they talk with, what are they planning? Are they going to organize a protest, or are they going to rebel against government? So basically, the surveillance is meant for this purpose as well, to maintain the political stability, to do the espionage, that's spying, to do the manipulation, to make policies. This is the broader picture of surveillance, but nobody knows who asked Israeli company to install Pegasus, because according to the policy of Pegasus, they only sell their software to government and not to any private firms. So I wonder, was it our Indian government or foreign government? But why would they do it? And to your surprise, it is believed that Pegasus was the spyware which kept an eye on Jamal Khashoggi. He was a Saudi journalist who worked for Washington Post and was very critical about Saudi government. Well, I do not know what is going to be the future of surveillance, but it definitely obstructs our privacy, isn't it? Our right to freedom of expression, our right to have our own individuality, our own concerns, our productivity, because end of the day, the debate is not about privacy versus security. Because if we have more privacy, aren't we secure? We are. So if we have more privacy, we are more secure. As I told you, if they have information, they know that we will be vulnerable in future. So why not use that information and create the fear? And fear, is the most important political value in today's time. So the debate and discussion is about power versus freedom. Well, I am nobody to have a say in this matter because I myself is exploring. Well, if you want to know more about privacy and surveillance, you are just, this book. I remember about the giveaway. It's Permanent Record by Edward Snowden. So if you want to know more about it, because this book is really very good, I've read it, and that is why I want to pass it on. If you want to, you can just comment, DM or email me your address. I'll ask the delivery guy to deliver it for absolutely free. So just let me know. And I hope you get it. It's a lot sensitive issue. A lot could be said and done. But, until next video, stay woke.